Kody's messy, confusing advice. Kody literally never been changed. Random video revealed after Garrison's death. Kody Brown broke the silence and shocked. Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone has having a wonderful day after watching these videos. Stay with us to see the excellent news of Sister Wives. Please hit the subscribe button and watching this video. You know that the season of Sister Wives might be coming back soon, or an announcement might be imminent when Kody Brown returns to the internet. Yes, Kody Brown. I have never seen this man ever give anyone a 6-minute cameo. Kody Brown has never seen anyone give a 6-minute cameo. This either tells me that Kody is bored, Kody is lonely, or Kody is really in need of an audience. Sometimes I wonder if the fact that Kody lost his fan club, meaning like the whole family, because he was the god of the family. I wonder if losing his fan club has made him feel like that he needs to have an audience, because this video is kind of weird. Like he spends about 3 minutes explaining how he does his hair, and he shows the products that he uses for his hair. And he tells them about the different Moroccan oil, argan oils, and mousses that he uses and sprays that he uses. And then he spends a significant amount of time shaping his hair. And then, while shaping his hair, stops to give advice on how to be a good person and advice on how to be a good father. Which actually makes me realize that Kody is so delusional, that he really doesn't get it. Like, I think if you've watched somebody's life decline, or their mental health decline, or their meltdown, you know, like when a narcissist is at the cusp of losing everything and is mad, their masks are exposed. They go into the narcissistic meltdown, and they can become depressed or weird or godlike complex or whatever it is that happens. I feel like that's what we're watching with Kody. We're watching a madman literally fall apart. But I mean, I'm not saying that this is at all like him being a madman. But I just want to show you what he's doing. I've never seen Kody speak off the cuff like this, and I've also never seen him do his hair. And I was having a hard time, even paying attention, because at times it felt like he was. You know how clown wigs are, the big wigs that are they're rainbows, and they're super, super curly. At one point when he was doing his hair, reminded me of a clown wig. Not really big about criticizing people's hair, or even really going after people's appearances, because I understand that every single person has a right to feel beautiful in their own skin. With Kody, his hair is such a thing. It's just his personality. He really loves his hair. I don't remember. Do you guys remember that there was an episode, maybe in season 2 or 3, where Kody went to a place to get his hair cut? And they were talking about having him shave his head, and they were asking him about this simply because at that point he was balding. At that point, he was going bald. And he still really is bald on top, with a few pieces of hair in the front, and then his hair is all in the back. What I really noticed about this, though, is that he has dyed his hair. It's very obvious his hair has been dyed. He's been coloring his hair for years. His beard is more reminiscent of what his hair actually looks like. And I'm not against men dyeing their hair. But Kody is very vain, and he's very obsessed with his appearance, which is right on par with being a narcissist. So that was my initial reaction. I can't believe someone actually paid him $150 to ask him how to do his hair, and how does he get his hair to do what it does? I don't know anything about curly hair. I have wavy hair, but I don't have curly hair. But then he stops while he's doing his hair, and he starts giving advice about, taking inventory in your life and how you can be a better person, and how you can, reach the goals that you want. And I want to be clear, when Kody gives advice really about anything, it's almost just all he can think about is what's going on in his life. And so he gives advice about what's valuable to him and what he thinks is important to him. He doesn't necessarily think about what's valuable to other people. But he brings up parenting. He brings up his faith. He brings up all kinds of things. So I want to show you the advice that he gives and kind of how hypocritical this advice is, given the fact that Kody has alienated himself from the whole family. He has pushed all of his kids away. He has horrible relationships with them. He's abused most of them. but he still believes he has valuable advice to give. So I always think it's so weird that he is so obsessed with this Christmas Carol story with Ebenezer Scrooge because he always acts like he's not Ebenezer Scrooge. And I don't know if he realizes that he actually is Ebenezer Scrooge. I don't know if he realizes that he's greedy and he doesn't have a lot of friends and most people don't like him. And he's not charitable. He's not giving. He's not kind. Everything about Cody is about him. And he has been so incredibly narcissistic and materialistic in his life that it's all been about what he wants. Having the knickknacks and the good, the Rolexes and the cars, and the art that he wants at the expense of everyone else. And he acts like he's not Ebenezer Scrooge. But then does that mean he's supposed to, be transformed into the benevolent one that comes at the end, like this better person? Because Cody has literally never transformed. He's actually the icky version of Ebenezer Scrooge. He's not the good guy. I wonder if Cody sees himself in Ebenezer Scrooge, or if he sees himself in what he believes is the benevolent one that comes at the end after he sees what his life could have been like or whatever. It's just so weird that he is so fixated on this story, and that this story is what is so representative of him to what life is. It's such a shallow representation of life. It's not even. There's no depth to it. I understand that there's this, we shouldn't be greedy, and we should, be kinder, and we should be more benevolent, and we shouldn't be sinners, and we should be better people. Like the story itself, and that the underlying message. But there's really no depth to Ebenezer Scrooge, and he's very obsessed with the story, and it's just ironic that he's giving this advice. But then he starts talking about becoming a better person. It's really strange to me that what Cody thinks is important are just diet, exercise, and exercise, and work ethic. And then he's like, oh yeah, and how you treat your loved ones. Everything about Cody is so superficial, right? It's when I look into my future, yes. It's important for me to think about my diet. It's important for me to think about my lack of exercise that I'm currently not doing, cause I've been on this weird not exercising bender lately, but normally I'm an exerciser. But those aren't the things that I would be like. These are the things that are most important to you. Yes, they're good for your health. But what about your mental health? What about the things that feed your soul? What about the relationships that you have? What about your interests that are not just about food and exercise? Reading, your intellectual pursuits, your philosophical pursuits, maybe your spiritual pursuits. It's everything is so on the surface with him. I try to imagine what it might be like to actually have some sort of relationship with this man. And I would imagine that the only way that you could actually stay happy in a relationship with him is if you were satisfied with never going deep. Ever. Never going deep with emotion, never going deep with thought, never going deep with anything. Cody's never had to go deep with anyone. He's never been forced to be vulnerable. He's never been forced to be available, empathetic, because he always had the opportunity to, bounce around from person to person to person. And because everyone wanted to be by him, he never had to be deep. He only had to be the surface Cody. I wonder what it must be like in this society. The emptiness someone might feel, the shell of being a human. Because when everything in your life is on the surface and you're not able to go deep with your own emotions, your own vulnerabilities, your own heartaches, and go deeply with your kids or your loved ones, where's the connection? The connection is only to the surface. And that's why I think, as much as I rag on Cody, I actually have a lot of sadness for him. Because I would imagine a life that is this superficial would be very sad. A life that is so focused on what you own, what you wear, what your show is, what the ratings are, the cars that you drive, the house that you own, the position that you have in society, the body that you have. He's very focused and fixated on his body. I think a lot of his health and diet and exercise have a lot to do with the fact that he comes from a system which is anti-medicine. And so their big component of maintaining vitality is through health and diet. Which, yes, diet, proper diet and health are so important to your overall health. But they always are because they're trying to be more perfect in that faith. It's all about the better you eat, the better you work out, the better you look, right? Like that's a symbol of like your overall health and well-being. But unfortunately, you can be super, super, super healthy and eat all the right foods and have a very low BMI and still get sick, and you're still gonna die. We're all gonna die. Kody's giving advice. It just feels very strange. After everything that his family has been through, after what he's done to his family, after the pain he's put his children through, for him to just sit there and be like, you just need to do this, and then your life is happy. It's like, I can't believe anyone pays him $150 for this advice. And two, I feel sad for his kids. I feel sad for the kids that he has completely abandoned. I feel sad for the relationships that they will never have with him, the grief that they must have because of the neglect and the abuse that they experience. I feel sad for the women that he abused, neglected, exploited. I feel sad that he doesn't have the fortitude, or that he doesn't have the capacity to see the damage that he's caused to others, and that he can only ever see that he's the victim of all of it, and that even despite the damage that he's caused, he still thinks that he can give advice and offer people help when everything in his life is a mess. I don't feel like this video shows me that Kody's a better person. He was kind of slurring. He looks like he's reading. He might have been plagiarizing what he read to this person. He doesn't look good. I fear for the kids that are still living with him. I fear for Robyn. I don't like Robyn, but I'm worried for her. All right, y'all. What are your thoughts? Kody's unhinged, delusional advice. You need some comments. If you have something you'd like to say, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, everyone.